I was gonna do the whole intermission thing, but it's been a while, and I screwed that up. So, what's up, everybody? I'm not dead, and yeah, I'm here to make a game. So, yeah, if people get in here and they're interested, what's been going on in my life, got a job doing coding, quit medical school, life's pretty good. My girlfriend, now fiance, is a surgeon, and she's currently working the night shift. So what that means for me is that I don't have to feel guilty about coding all night. So yeah, this is my new place in California. Let's see here. Okay. Everything is loaded. Let's go ahead and start the stream here. Oh, interesting. I think I'm gonna have to quit that. Let's open this back up. Okay, full screen that. And then this. This is the fun thing, isn't it? Okay, window bento box. I've got no idea what that is. No idea. Okay, live streams, live streams, live streams. Oh, there we go. Okay, sweet. There you go. Now if I hit start. And boom. All right, cool. We got it, folks. We are live. Okay, cool. So now what I want to do here, so let's say, I don't know. What do I want to do? So I guess I'll show you my current progress. Then we want to go ahead and, let's see, what do we want to accomplish by day one? I think what I'd like to do is make some the friendly guys that can shoot, and I guess I'll start by making some enemies that are just dumb. So we'll make some dumb enemies. Make dumb enemies, and then we'll go ahead and let's make teammates that can kill. We should also probably brainstorm game a little. Okay, so let's start with that one, huh? Okay, so now we've got that all going. We're going to use a stream bit rate of 600. Oh, it doesn't like my bit rate. Whatever, I'm gonna give up. If it looks like absolute crap, let me know. But yeah, no one's even in here, so we good. Okay, so anyway, so here I'll just go ahead and show you what I've got going on right now. And this is so basically the idea of this game was that I wanted to make Vampire Survivors, but as a team-based type of thing. And the idea would be that you could, it's kind of roguelike, where you can pick up different team members. And then, you know, there's synergies and, you know, you kind of form the best team you can. But it is all just basically AFK. Like, you're kind of just moving this whole thing around. And so what I did here, and I did this last night, was to make this movement system that I had in my head for a long time. Which is where I have, you're the leader, right? And you kind of set the pace, the guy in the center here. And then as I move, this team tries to stay in these positions around me at the same point. Why is my bit rate so low? I'm sorry, this is bothering me. Maximum video bit rate is set at 51,000. I think it's just poop in the bed, if I had to guess. Ah, that might have something to do with it, huh? They believe 6,800. Alright, let's see if that'll actually apply. Don't think so. Oh, it did. Okay. Alright, so maybe that'll fix things. But anyway, here we go. So basically, and you can't really tell right now, but the idea is that you can set the kind of formation you have. And so actually maybe I'll do that real quick. But the idea is that, like, you know, if I want to move this way, you can see that this guy right here, he's going to want to stay kind of in the front of my line. So he's constantly going in the direction I'm moving. So you can kind of set a formation, and so these guys will have different different abilities, different attacks, different synergies, and you're going to want to position them in such a way that gives you the best kind of advantage. So, yeah, and so I figured out this movement system is pretty fun, pretty cool to do. Yeah, I had this in my head for a long time. And now it's a reality. I can't believe that this actually, I think it looks pretty cool, and it definitely looks very fluid. And the idea was not to have this be about fish, right? It was just a very general idea. But then I saw the fish jam, and I made this movement, and I was like, they're so fluid, it really does kind of look like fish. So once we get some fish sprites in there, hopefully it'll look pretty good. So with all that said, we also right now have them in... well, we'll worry about that much later, but we have them all in a perfect circle rather than like an ellipse, so it doesn't add any depth, but that's fine by me. Okay, so just so we can actually see, I want to do this. So if we go in here, character data, I'm going to add a new thing. So basically this is just a little script that has, this is a class, and it stores the data for all the characters. And what I'll do this a lot, and I'll have these classes. Sometimes we'll even have a few custom functions for loading particular things. And that's the best way I've found to kind of have like a kind of JSON of data. So in this case, this will be each character you can play in as the game. And sometimes I don't even think I'm speaking play in as the game. You can play as in the game. So this is here, and you can, so you could reference this from any script and say, you know, characters data car1 and load it. Or, you know, you might make I might make a function that says load character right here, and then that script actually takes the data here and returns you an actual object or things like that. So that's how I like to do that. But now I'm going to do, I just want to add a color. We'll do color dot red. Yeah, that'll do. What we'll do, right, color dot blue. And color dot green. That'll yeah, that should do. Okay, and so what I've done here is just kind of give them different accelerations, because I wanted to make it so that everyone's kind of has their, like, the big heavy tanks move a little slower, really just for animated effect, to be honest. That's about all it does, because their max speed is going to be the same as the main character anyway. But, you know, when you move around, I want the other guys to feel a little more sluggish. So, now once we do that, I'm going to go ahead and load up our character scene. So each one of these characters orbits around the leader, and so we have a leader scene here as well. And this is the one who controls the movement and stuff like that. Actually, I'll show you this too. So we'll bring this down to 3 right now. And then, oh yeah, I forgot. There's a weird little thing here. Go to editor settings. I have no idea what the volume sounds like. I'm actually going to check real quick before we get too much into this. My ADD becomes so apparent when I'm on stream because I'm a little nervous. And then on top of that, my ADD just is wild. But let's go. Okay, so we've got this. What did I want to do here? Shortcuts. And then get rid of this, because why would you ever want that? Okay, and then real quick show you that it can handle 3 as well, and that it spaces them out appropriately, which is kind of cool, I think. Yeah, anyway. Okay, so we've got that, and then what I want to do is make sure that my audio doesn't sound like crap. That's kind of fine to me, man. I'll take it. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. I don't know why it says my average view duration is 10 minutes because nobody is viewing this, but that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Think I care? I don't. Alright, so here's what we want to do. We're still, what are we on right now? We're brainstorming the game a little. Okay, so let's just open up notes then. Okay, so I don't have a name, so fish roguelite shooter, bullet hell vampire slayer like. Nice. And that is what it will be called. I was actually thinking maybe something like Schools Out, like a school of fish, but that's definitely not high on the priority list. But I think it's important to start thinking about it, because in a lot of the game jams I've done, I save that till the end, and that ends up just being an awful name. Actually, that's not true. I think most of my names are alright, but they're not amazing. I want them to be more clever and funny, because that's like kind of the first thing you see that's gonna make people play your game. But Schools Out. I don't know, School of Hard Knocks. Fish Fighting Fest? Fighting Fish Fest? I don't think you can say the name of the jam. But, yeah. Fish Roguelite Bullet Hell Vampire Slayer, like. We could call it FRBHVSL. I'm gonna stop. No one's interested in this chain of thought here. Okay. Fish Apocalypse. Sure, we'll do that. Fish Apocalypse for right now. And all right, so the idea here is that we're gonna have, kind of one main leader with a group of or a team, a highly skilled team. Yeah. One main leader with a team, a highly skilled team of, I guess we should call this a school of fish. All right. So, wat de vivant, yeah, some of the things. So I guess the whole point of the game, right, is that there's more I want to do, but I think for the sake of the game jam, the first thing I'll try and do is just make the vampire survivors, right? Where you're just trying to survive longer, and the more you do, the more that the different kinds of enemies and waves and difficulty ramps up, right? And so I think that's going to be the first thing is, so we'll have our enemies, and then we'll also have our, we'll call them characters. / teammates / fish friends. Fish friends? Okay. I actually really like the name Fish Apocalypse, but I feel like I can't use that name. Alright, so if the name, so characters, teammates, fish friends, I want to start kind of coming up with some of these guys. So the basic abilities. This is what ChatGPT is great at, you know. Let's bring this guy out over here. Okay. Help me brainstorm for a fish roguelite game. You know what? No, this feels like cheating. We'll keep that off right now. We don't have to name them, but basically we'll have a basic kind of shooter class, right? I did also want these guys to kind of like level up. That's all kind of getting, scope creep is coming in. So we want these guys. I think we'll start off with 6. If you can have 4, that would leave 2 that you can't have at one time. So you'd have to think about the synergies. Okay, so the general bit is, so we'll have like DPS enemies, we'll have tank enemies, our characters. Yeah, well, yeah, that's a good one. So DPS, tank, healer, and I guess we can have, yeah, we kind of do have rogue enemies, because I've also been thinking for rogue, we'll have like a bomb, a deer, and they can fit in this category. A healer, I don't know if we want a healer necessarily. I mean, I guess we could make the healer basically suck, right? And then you would have to have the trade-off of, do you have this healer in your game that's not that great, or do you like go for the DPS? And I think that's kind of the same trade-off you're always kind of going for. It's a healer. Sure. We could just make a basic healer. We'll make this one a nurse shark. And the idea for the bombardier was that he would throw those like old school like sea mines. Actually, let's open up. Yeah, like these things. So the idea was he could throw these things. And they'd probably, I could make them like just floating around and stuff too, but yeah, the idea was like, he would throw these things. How's that be like, I think that's fake. Throw sea mines. Among other things, hopefully, and like, you know, traps and stuff like that. Okay, so tanks. Do a sword, fish, and this would be a good one for like, you could go at the front. So that way, if you're like running towards something, he could like, the more you run without stopping, he kind of like builds up momentum, and then he can do damage. Because if you saw here, when I run this, whoever's at the front position, so in this case it's this guy, right? That would be the swordfish, and if I change direction, he changes to go in front of me. And so that would work pretty cool if you're trying to like go like that and smash into enemies and stuff. And it's kind of nice, you've got a little bit of a delay till he can get to that position there. But it's still like, yeah, it just feels so flowy and nice. But yeah, so if he's like going through here and like mashing into other fish, and it can do damage. But I guess the problem with that is, then don't they, if you hit the fish, they're not necessarily going to die right away. So, I mean, that is kind of a later errand problem. Do we like daze them or something? Do we knock them out of the way? Like if we're running like this and he's here and I hit them, does that like knock them? Well, we actually, these are very technical problems for the stage, but I you know, I don't want to have this great idea and let it perish. So if he's hitting them, I know actually have the distance between the leader and one of the followers is set. Like we know what that is. So then we could pretty easily, if we hit these, just go get our current direction and just boot these guys out so that they would kind of splat out like that. And yeah, we wouldn't be able to stop though. It's kind of, I think it's good. I think it works because you could get in a situation where you kind of trap yourself using it, so you have to be smart. So I think that's cool. I think that's fine. Yeah, swordfish. Oh, for DPS, I don't know what these things are called either, but it's they're fishing. So you know what we should probably do is this. So fish with light on head. This thing. But there is, I mean, I'm definitely kind of more leaning towards the, mean, yeah, I like that one. But basically, this thing would like shoot lasers from its head thing. That one looks pretty phallic. This is a Pokemon. Are you doing this? Yeah, this thing, Lantern. See, that thing's adorable. That's more what I was thinking. Yeah, something like this, yeah. And, but we'll call ours Fish Lamp. Huh? Okay. Lamp on head shoots lasers. Also wanted just like a cyborg fish type one. Make it easy. Cyborg fish. They don't have to be that clever. Guns. Everybody loves them. They shoot stuff. Okay, tank. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he'll have both a charge as well as swim and stab. Those will be his attacks. Shoots lasers. Cyborg fish. Guns, man. Bombardier throws sea mines, and we gotta have these like level up, but that's kind of like again lower on the food chain. Healer, nurse shark. Healer seems the least interesting to me. I do want to come up with another tank. I also was thinking of an electric eel. Let's see. Weird fish. Just want to get some inspiration. Love it. Get some inspiration here. Right? They're not food. I'll watch that. Is it a parrotfish? Maybe it's not. Kind of looks like a parrotfish though. Oh yes, okay. Hell yeah. Blowfish. How do we use a blowfish as a perfect tank? There you go. Okay. Oh, we have someone washing. Hello, good sir. Okay, so yeah, I think the blowfish has to somehow do damage besides just like, I guess these can all be kind of like basic melee attackers, so that works. I guess just runs up and blows up and spikes people. Okay, so they do that. DPS, tank, healer, rogue. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think these are solid. I think these are also solid. But I also feel like we need kind of one basic fish that would be like the main character. We lost our one concurrent viewer. Ultimate sadness. Whoa, how far back is my live stream? So it's looking like it's real far back now, folks. No. I just want to go to my channel. I want to go to my channel. It is very, very far back. Why is it so far back? Stream latency, I can't choose ultra low latency. I mean, that is very far back. Whatever, that's fine, man. Well, it's not, it sucks, but there's nothing I can really do about it. It's like a solid minute behind. Crazy. Anyway, okay, so let's get back to it. Let's do fish with guns. Inspire me. Okay, loving it. That's not what I wanted to see. Oh, I did want to make like kind of a shotgun like fish. This guy was supposed to have like a kind of like a what should we call it? Gallon gun type of thing. That's a hot glue gun. You know what? This is not. I'm gonna get away from this before I get demonetized. Not that I am monetized. Okay. I'm gonna. You know what? Let's see. Give me a game for characters that can for fish. Whimsical, simple fish in the style of Castle Crashers that can do damage, can shoot things. No, that's not what I want. Okay, now while it does that, we'll come back to our drawing board over yonder. Okay, I guess we can also start brainstorming some enemies here. So, the question also is why are we being attacked and attacking these fish? I see a few different routes, right? One, why? What? Why are we being attacked? Why are we being attacked? I think that the thing that comes to mind, one is like kind of a, oh, maybe it's somehow humans type of thing, right? Where there's a certain selection of fish that are, the dolphin just came to me, but it's not, yeah, anyway. Okay. So humans are doing it, right? They're like, maybe one thing that happens is like boat engines really kind of freak out fish. So we can have, that could be one. So there's like areas of these boats that are irritating fish. And then, so they're attacking us. We have to kind of pretend we're killing them, and it feels kind of weird, right? Like we want to help them, but we're murdering them. You know, is that really what you want to do? So I don't know if that one works, but we'll go ahead and keep it up there for right now. Humans are doing something that is causing some fish to go crazy. That's so lame, dude. Like a pirate fish or a cyborg fish. Pirate fish also worked, doesn't it? Hmm. Tail 3000. Oh, Ninja Tuna? Okay. Alright. Wow, dude. Fucking loving it. Loving it. Okay. This sucks. Hmm. Let's see, what is the technical group of fish and why? Okay. Dude, I'm telling you, man. I love Mr. ChatGPT. Yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Here we go. That's pretty sweet. Swordfish. Let's see. That's fine. I think I'm gonna. I'll come back to that later. I do like the idea of some of the enemies that ChatGPT threw out. But for right now, I think that's good. The basic gameplay loop will basically be that you start out with a single, let's do basic gameplay loop. So start with single fish. Find other fish, and so this could either save single fish. So like I was imagining one getting attacked and you have to kind of go in and draw some of the forces away and kill them, and then he joins your group if you'll have him. Then also something where you get to choose between like 3 fish, right? Yeah. And we'll come back to that now. The idea is you then get this force, right? And you try to survive as long as possible. See, now, the problem with that for me is that it just doesn't sound fun. Well, I mean, I guess it kind of does, right? You're just trying to, it's basically Vampire Survivors, but the idea for me had always kind of been like that there'd be a little more RPG elements to it, and there'd be a little bit of a story, right? So there'd be like several worlds that you're trying to fight through, and ChatGPT kind of actually brainstormed some of that, which is crazy to me. So you've got like the first part, which is maybe, you know, they come. I think we could do that potentially, because I do want the players to level up. Yeah, so it'd be ridiculous if we didn't have that, right? So, team members level up. Yeah, this is good. Let's just write some stuff I want in the game. Features. Let's organize this a little bit better, huh? navigate through 3 levels, we'll say, to the most deep, getting more difficult with each level. Fight a boss at each level. And then yeah, I guess we could. I'll do some more research into some of the other games, like kind of Binding of Isaac and stuff like that I'm kind of thinking of here. But I think that's going to be the basic loop. Some of the features I'm going to want to have here: team members level up for sure, get cooler abilities and stuff like that. I was going to have like an item system to where you could equip different maybe weapons or things like that give your guys different kind of basic traits, right? So like maybe you can equip a high DPS sword or something like that, or you got some kind of gun, and then only the DPS characters can use that weapon. I just don't think that's quite gonna work out, actually. I think rather than do that, and just in the sake of time, either pick leveling up, which in this case I do, or the kind of roguelike pickup, or I'm sorry, RPG like kind of pickup items elements. So I think I'm gonna stick with leveling up with team members. Yeah. So we want the team members to level up. We want to have bosses and levels, kind of, and then let's see. I wanted to make it so that once you leave a section, you can't come back. Once you leave a section, come back. The levels should be somewhat randomly generated, right? Somewhat randomly generated. It's starting to get a little scary about like how much can I really achieve here. Let's see. I think I want it so that you collect EXP and then you get to spend it. So collect and spend EXP. Let's see. Formation matters. Synergies. And I think I'll leave it at that. These are going to be what makes the game fun, right? Okay, I think that's good enough. I think that gives me kind of an idea. Regardless, that's not going to change too much what I'm going to do for the rest of the night, which is basically just make enemies, and I'll just make them come at us and I guess hurt us. I kind of have to figure out how people are going to die. Because are we going to have... I guess we'll have the outside people die. Stuff like that, but anyway. Yeah, so we'll come back to this, but for the most part, I'm pretty happy with some of the stuff we got here. I'll go ahead and get now. Mark that as completed. So I think before we make color friends to differentiate. Okay. We're gonna color our friends to differentiate. Low-hanging fruit here. But so what I did here is I added the different colors for each one, and then essentially here I have set character. So we're given the new character here. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna say var character underscore data equals characters dot data dot get New car. New car. What is this happening? Okay. And that should work. That's interesting that I did it that way. That's probably going to change. I'll make this leave it for that right now. Okay, and then this would be character data dot get acceleration, and then we're also going to do set modulate character data dot color, and that should work. So why the hell did it give me all blue ones there? There we go. Now they're all different colors. Okay, so now at least you can kind of see what the vision was, right? And so yeah, making this movement system was actually very, very hard. But now that it's there, we got it. So yeah, so now for instance, like if the red was the swordfish, it would stay in front of me the whole time, and now you can actually see what's happening. So if I press down, it's gonna go down. Press up, they're gonna switch to he's up, left, you know, angle down this way. You know, it's all kind of the same thing here. Yeah. Okay, cool. So that was low-hanging fruit right there for sure. Okay. So make dumb enemies. Let's go ahead and do that. So I think the way that I'm going to do this is to just make a basic enemy class. The question is basically, how do we want to deal with enemies? Do I want enemies to be something that you can see and then decide to engage or not engage? Do I want to make it full vampire survivor style, where they're just, the second they spawn, they're coming at you type of thing? And I think that I'm kind of leaning more towards the former. So they would have some kind of detection radius, and then we could like aggro them basically. I think that's a better move. But it is also more difficult, right? Because then we really have to think about spawning them, and yeah, it does get a little more difficult, but I think it's worth it. I think what we're going to do is a lot like Vampire Survivors. I'll kind of have like a little bit of a tile map that's kind of just spawning. And so I think what I'll do is right when the world spawns, in order to actually come up with where, like how we're going to randomly generate these levels, maybe in each level there will be a basic tile set, right, that we use to generate and make it look decent. But also there'll be like a few things you can hit, right? Like there's one way to get a new one, maybe two ways to get a new companion, right, or fish friend. And that's, we know the location of that at some point, so we're keeping track of your location as you go. Then we can spawn the enemies kind of dynamically as you go around those areas. So if you get into tile, you know, X, Y, then the tiles around you have some percentage chance of spawning. I think it'll make sense at some point, maybe potentially, or not. So, and that is for sure. So, okay, so let's go ahead and start. I'll make a new 2D scene here, and yeah, this will be a character body. Character body. The only problem with this is, do I want them to collide? And I think so. But do I really want them to collide with each other? I don't know. Anyway, okay, so here we'll go ahead and add a sprite right now, and then also a collision shape. It's so funny how I was so scared to start using Godot 4 for so long, because I'm like, oh, there's so much more to learn, and it's not that different. I mean, I think some of the things are going to be different, for sure, like the tile map and things like that, but those are things where I didn't have like a just dead mastery anyway. I always had to go look up the documentation and see how to do it. So, you know, if anyone out there is also on the same thing, like the general coding and stuff is really almost exactly the same. Like there's a few small things that are changed, a few functions are renamed. Pretty easy to find that stuff out. I do wish in the documentation, like if we're in a script here and I search for, I don't know any ones that are deprecated, but I wish like if like, oh, limit length, there's one. So limit, oh, that's the wrong one. Why is it? Huh, interesting. Do I have to set up that shortcut? Editor settings. I like to search the help a lot. Let's do this. Not help, what's it called? There we go. Find and filed, huh? Huh. Why does that not come up? Oh, that's because I also have that. There we go. Then I can get rid of you. Because if you do Command F, that lets you search this. What the heck? Why do I not? Right as I'm saying, like, it's not that different. Interesting. Why is it just doing that? I wonder. Search help. That's what I want. Okay. Editor settings. Nope, don't want that. We do want clear all and go search help. Option space. Is there a command space? You know what? I'm pretty sure. Search help. Yeah, I'm gonna change this one. Option space or that. Interesting. Yeah, okay, anyway. So the point was limit length used to be clamped, right? And if I search clamped, I can't find anything. Why? How hard would it have been to just put, you know, replace the deprecated limit length, or you know? And I feel like from people who have been watching my tutorial videos, that's something they've been complaining about too. It's like, oh, you know, I couldn't find the function you mentioned in Godot 4. It's just crazy to me that there's not a simple like, oh, rename. That should all be stored in the documentation, in my opinion. IMHO, IMNSHO. Okay, so for right now, also we'll make these guys just our friends there with collision shapes. Go ahead and add a collision shape there. Actually, we'll do, I keep forgetting, that's how we want to do this. Okay, so there's that. And then for right now we'll make them, oh, that's actually the first time I've used that thing, which is interesting. Oh, that's kind of creepy looking. All right, dude, I'm down. So we're gonna scenes. Actually, let's do this. Rename base enemy. Okay, now we're gonna save that. Enemies, base enemy, save. Go ahead and create a script. I guess we are going to have enemies that can shoot. We're going to have enemies that charge. Yeah, it's quite a predicament, if you ask me. But the one thing they will theoretically all do is to move within range. All enemies will, yeah, so first off, let's see, area, okay, good, that's still the same. Okay. So add a collision shape to that, and this is going to be a new circle shape. Let's do basically that. And then we're going to do, it's actually not going to be a constant, var so say atk underscore, these can be somewhat constant, attack range, and then var, we'll call this aggro underscore range. And then I'm gonna do enum. I always forget how to do enums. Well, actually, I should probably do it so you guys can see what I'm Googling. Actually, I don't know why I'm Googling anything. How do I do an enum in Oh, that's cool. ChatGPT is freaking amazing, dude. Current direction, up, unknown direction. Interesting. Cool. Okay. So I'm going to do enum state, and then is it just these, or do you equal? No, just that. Okay, and then we're going to say, I think the basic states will be Yeah, well, so we'll have inactive. Actually, we'll just call that idle. Make it simple. Idle. Pursuing. Attacking. Okay, so that's what we'll have for right now. And then attack range. I don't know. We'll say like 300.0 for right now. And then aggro range, we'll say 800.0. Actually make this 150. Whoa, what was that noise? Aggro range. Okay, and then of course we'll do var ATK underscore damage. Didn't know how to type. Attack damage do 10. Actually, none of the characters actually can currently take damage. But okay, so start naming things correctly here. We also do need to make a hitbox, hurtbox, all those type of things. But this is going to be our aggro sphere. Rename. We're going to call this our aggro area 2D. Although, once we start getting a lot of characters, this might become too heavy for the game, but we'll see. If that becomes an issue, then we can do things like when characters mesh together, then potentially we can just add all their collision shapes together to make one aggro area, for instance. When they're idle, that might be a good thing. I don't think it would actually be that hard to do. But yeah, we can also set the other areas as disabled when they're not aggroed. Yeah, hitbox, hurtbox, things like that. Well, you don't want to set the hurtbox as not enabled because then, I don't know. We'll figure that out. I'm thinking too far in. So aggro area. Aggro area. For one thing, I'm going to do a node area shape entered. Oh, I didn't want to move canvas item. Body. Interesting. Body exit. Oh, body entered. Huh. Body art. Interesting. Huh. Should probably learn what those do. But I'm assuming we're looking at this. And then I do also want to do body exited, because I'm going to do that as well. How do I set the default state though? Oh, because you have to make a separate variable that stores the current state. Okay. Var current state equals state dot idle. I don't think that even that will work, because that should get mad at me, right? No, that works fine. Interesting. Very nice, because now I can have these all aggregated together, even though this is below that. Quite makes sense. What I would do. Maybe because that's a constant. Who knows? So by default, we're going to be in the state that idle, and we're going to be that way until this happens. And then we can set everything up so that the correct things have to hit us. But we don't really care what the body is. Actually, we probably will, because that will be our target. Yeah, that's actually probably going to be it. Say var target equals var target node 2D equals null. Actually, we don't have to do that. Okay. And then here we can say that once the body area entered, then we can just say target equals body dot get underscore parent, and then we're also going to say current state equals state dot pursuing. Just all that. Or what? And then once we are in pursuing, we'll do some things, and we'll set all that up here in physics process. I don't even know why they include delta anymore, because all the physics things don't require you to do that. We are also going to need our var max speed and our var acceleration. Yeah, I think we'll give them all roughly the same pattern here. I mean, maybe we'll make some with different kind of movements, but for the most part, I think it's just going to be, at least for right now, very basic movement, speed, acceleration type things. And for right now, I'm going to set the max speed as, I think I made the current leader max speed like 300. So we do want him by default to be able to run away. I mean, this doesn't matter though. Acceleration, he should also be floats. Okay, acceleration. And we'll make this 0.1. Okay, so now that we have that in the physics process, we'll say match current state, and then we'll say state dot per. Why not? That's weird, but yeah, okay. So match current state dot pursuing, and if we are pursuing, then we'll simply move towards our target. And yeah, that's going to be it for making a dumb enemy, and then essentially we'll have to kill them. I guess we should also probably make var yeah, we'll do var max health, and then we'll also do var health. And so max health will be what we're kind of doing these things out of. So var max health equals, and we'll say like 20, 0, and then health equals max underscore health. So at the start, our health is going to equal our max health here. And then, you know, as time goes on, we decrement this. And, you know, this is more important for things where you can heal. I don't know if we'll heal enemies, or, you know, maybe we'll do something like that. But the main reason I want to do that is if we want to display health bars, which I'm not sure we do, but I want to indicate somehow to the player how they're doing. You know, is the enemy almost dead or something like that? Probably maybe just like kind of make them a little more red or something like that. Maybe a bleeding effect. I don't know, something. And so we can do that, and by simply looking at the percentage of their current health over their max health, we can determine if we want to show those animations. So that's why I'm doing that. And then yeah, for right now though, it's just kind of a placeholder, and all we're really going to use is this variable right here. These variables are all also going to be set by a dictionary, much like we did the character data here, where each character has their own data, and then once we load the enemy or load the character, it gives them all this stuff, and obviously it's going to have a lot more like their own attack stats and health and blah blah blah. We're going to do the same thing for the enemy, where we'll have that, and depending on where we are, we can just spawn these, just feed them that dictionary, and boom, now we've got an enemy with all those different stats. So enum state idle. If we are pursuing, what do we want to do? We want to have our guy move towards, I guess we actually do also need, we'll keep that there. Do var, actually no, we don't do a var velocity anymore. I forgot about that. We also don't need an input dir, but we do have a target. So state pursuing, we'll say if is instance valid target else current state equals state dot idle. That's not totally going to work, but it's basically the idea, right? If we kill our target, go idle. Otherwise, we're going to run into errors anyway. So go idle. What I'll actually probably do here is we'll poll our... actually, we'll also do score func underscore ready. But what we'll do is we will poll our aggro area, and if somebody's in it, then they become our next target, right? We don't want them to just idle, and if someone's already in the aggro area, stop. So that's the first thing we have to do. And if there's not anyone in the area, then we go back to idle. And so that's how I'll do that. But for right now, that should work, because we're not going to hit that. I want to do function set enemy. Enemy, which is going to be a string, and this is going to return void pass. These are also going to return void. Why you get mad at me? Oh, you do that? Ah, come on. Give me a break, yeah? Okay. I see we have a viewer here. If you'd like to say hello, I'm happy to talk to you. You know I'm getting weird when I start doing my British accent. Okay, so set enemy, basically this is going to be what we're talking about, where we pull from that dictionary. But for right now, what I'm going to do is just set some basic things. So we'll do... we want to do collision shape, this one, we'll do a set underscore radius, and this will be our aggro range. And then here we're going to do set underscore enemy. And so the idea is that we'll do this right now. Oh, why can't I make that optional? Are there no optional params in Godot? Did I forget how to do this? Oh, I would just have to... Right? Yeah, okay, cool. Aw, and he left. Or she. Probably not a she. Actually, I'm interested. Let's see what percentage of my viewers are women? Because I haven't posted anything in so long, but I'm just doing considerably better, like constantly. I really need to get back on here. I enjoy it, and I finally feel like I'm at a point where I could put the energy back in here. But it is definitely a little daunting. Like even now, this stream is kind of a flop. I haven't had one person in here hanging out with me. That's the reason I do it. It's just, you know, have one guy to shoot the poop with, you know? Interesting. Yeah, I mean, doesn't really, maybe we should be down here for this stream. Let's see. United States, watch time subscribers, Asia general. 0%, mi amigo. Holy shit, that is crazy. Also, I'm older than the majority of my viewers. Portuguese. Interesting, lots of Russians. Comparación. Ok. Déjanos continuar. So, this is this. Now we need to actually just write the code that makes him run towards the... oh yeah, and then we'll deal with this later, but essentially, if they exit the aggro area, I'm going to set a timer, and if nothing happens within the time that we set, then they'll enter back into idle. So, can do that. I have been kind of moving away from timers though, and just using physics frames and counters and stuff like that. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll do the timer thing again. Okay, so in this case, we want to actually make him pursue our target. So the direction, first we'll say var dir equals global position dot direction to target dot target global position, and there's our direction. And then we're basically just gonna accelerate towards the target. Is gonna be our velocity. So we're gonna say our velocity is going to be plus equals velocity equals velocity dot lerp, and then 2-vector is going to be, how do I keep forgetting this. This is how I used to not do it this way, but I think it's better. That's very, I make the best video games. Very Trump-esque. not the best accent. Okay, velocity to lerp later. What did I do it here? I did velocity. Here I'm just doing the classic, but in the character I figured out. Yeah, here you go. Dir times target speed. Oh, dir, dude. Oh, but I have to set the target speed. Oh, which in this case is basically just the max speed, so I don't need to do that. Yeah, okay. So here we're going to do our dir times our max speed by our acceleration. Okay, cool. And then that should work, and then we just need to do move and slide. Okay, and now they should be able to move towards the whoever gets the fancy. In this case, I think what I'm going to do is to add our base enemy here in the scene, and I'm going to put him over here. We lost our other concurrent viewer, son of a bitch. Okay. Oh, didn't want that one, do ya? Non-existent function set radius. Oh, dot shape. Can I do... There you go. Okay. Another blah blah blah. properly zero colors in one collision shape. Yeah, so we need to go to the no, that's not right. Shape, and we need to set the radius. Interesting. Okay, so great. We can stick with a circle shape, and it's going to be good. Okay, performance is faster. I don't care. Float radius. Okay, so we're going to do set radius. But I actually think that we need to. I mean, maybe you don't have to now in Godot 4, but if I just did a set radius, then we'd get issues. So what I'm going to do is this. Call underscore deferred. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. Okay, let's see. How do you spell deferred? Alright, 1F, 2E, 2R. Okay, cool. Oh, he's coming. Okay. Not ideal behavior. What I'd also like to do. Oh, aggro rank 800. Yeah, maybe not do that. 800. I guess we should also do this normalized. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do this right now. We'll print velocity. Now, what I also want to do is, and I forgot how to do it because it used to be a little bit easier. View, show helper, show ruler, show guides. I swear it was easy to you just did like show collision shapes somewhere. Someone already, they came and they left. They came, they saw, said that's fucking shit. I'm leaving. Okay, Godot for visible collisions. Wait, what? No, fucking no. .15. Interesting. Very interesting. How do I enable visible collision shapes? Runtime debug. What the fucking debug, dude? Is this not? Oh my god. Okay, visible collision shapes. There we go. So he's already moving towards us, which I don't get. Actually, I think I do. I think it's because, yeah, I think it would be this. We'd go collision. You're in layer 2 right now. I'm not going to let it collide with anything. And then the aggro area is, we want that to detect 1. Okay, cool. And then if we move inside of that area there, now he's chasing us, right? Still doesn't look like he's chasing us, but at least we pissed him off a little bit. What the hell, brother? I mean, maybe this isn't the move to do velocity this way. It was lerp, dir times max speed. Oh my god. Maybe because I fucking... yeah, maybe that was one. Expected 2. No, yeah, because you do... Yeah, we're trying to lerp from our current velocity to this by acceleration. Right? Message retracted. What was that, Raven? What are you saying, Raven? This is working. We're triggering into pursuing. The target is valid. Let's actually bring that back up to 800 now. But I don't understand. What I do not understand is it's probably not PC to be making those accents. But I like the accent. It's Borat, I promise. It's satirical. Okay, so why is this thing? It's staying exactly the same and it's not changing. Let's go ahead and now do print dir. Actually, we should probably not do this. So say I get in that range. It does. Huh. Okay, so that's the problem. The direction to this is not working correctly. But why, I found out. Why is this not working? That should work. Or turns. Oh, well, we shouldn't be double normalizing it. I don't think that's the only issue, but let's see. No. That is indeed not the only issue. Also, let's make our lives a little easier. Come over here-ish. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, that makes me really happy, man. That's why I did it. Yeah, I remember when I was starting and there's just like, now there's a lot more. When I was starting, there was like no resources. Yeah, this is how I learned to code, was doing this, and now I have a career in coding, so. Awesome, just glad I can pass it on, man. Okay, so. If we get our global position and do the direction to our target global position, why would that not work? Returns a normalized vector pointing from this vector to 2. This is equivalent to that. I mean, that's how I would do it if I wasn't using direction 2. So that, my friends, is why I'm a wee bit indeed. Right? There equals global. So our global position, direction to target that global position. I mean, Alright, so that's obviously working. And that is not working. Why is that not working? But at least we know why, right? Well, how far back am I on the video? Huh. It's crazy, I'm watching it from the YouTube studio. It looks like I'm like at least 10 minutes behind, which is kind of blowing my mind, but anyway. Okay, so why is that happening? It's showing -2, as the target global position. The target is being set right here. Ah, that would probably be because we're doing that. Let's see. If I had to guess. Hey, that was why it was happening. Okay. Now we just need to make these enemies a little less freaking slow here. But he is chasing us, so that is good. Okay, so we do that. We basically made the enemy chase us, and we'll have to get to a point where it can attack us here. So here we're just lerping via the acceleration here, and we could make that less linear if we wanted, and I've done that before by essentially, we lerp this, but the acceleration is not a linear amount, but it is instead like we use a formula to get that amount. That would be, we'd go to like easings.net or something like that. So, Raza then keep tweaking around with all this stuff. I am surprised though, because I think my max speed on the leader here is only 300. Oh, 600. Whoops. Yeah, that would probably be why. Okay, so that'll be a little bit more fun, and then basically each physics frame we're gonna get 10% closer to that. Which I think this is a lot better to do rather than having to know the actual amount. Because then if you change this amount, then now you can mess with the max speed as much as you want. The acceleration is we're gonna get 10% every physics frame, and we know that we have 60 physics frames per second. Thus, we're gonna get there in a sixth of a second. It's gonna take us a sixth of a second to get to max speed here. So we go ahead and run this. He's already at max speed, right? But if we make this like 0.01, now it's gonna take him 100 physics frames. So that's gonna be almost 2 seconds. Yeah. That just goes to show you how it's done, eh? So now this will just be 20 physics frames, which is a third of a second. And that seems much more reasonable, but we'll see how that goes. Also, that does make me realize that I should go into here and fix some of these things. So I do want one of these, for instance, to be 0.01, and here 0.1, and then yeah, we can make one super fast. Actually, that's pretty fast already. Make this 0.05 there. Okay. Yeah, I think that might be a little bit too slow. Maybe never quite go that slow. Yeah, maybe do a little bit of that, huh? Oh, sorry, I keep, I'm not doing that great at reading the chat. But so this is for a game jam called FishFest, which is interesting. I had this idea a long time ago where it was essentially going to be a Vampire Survivor like game, except you have a team of people, and I wanted to not be all the way Vampire Survivor where it's like kind of just like bullet hell survive forever, but there's actually like a little bit of a plot that changes a little bit every time. I wanted some more RPG elements in there. So you pick up this team of people. There's like 6 different, well, I wanted to be like 12 different people you could do, and they all have different synergies, and you try to make your best team. And so in this case, like, we've got just a few people here. And then I realized that the Fish Fest thing is the only game jam that's available. So I was like, I'll make this work with Fish Fest. And now we're going to be fish swimming around, which after I made the movement, it really does kind of look like fish swimming around, which is pretty cool. But yeah, and then so right now, as you can see, so for instance, this guy to the left of me, whatever direction I'm going in, he's going to stay in that direction, right? And so what that allows you to do is make a formation, and then so the formation and how you assign those players, your teammates, right, matters for the synergy, right? So if we have one guy in front, he might be our tank guy, and we know that if we do that, we might want to have him do a certain thing. Maybe he could aggro some enemy while everyone else shoots at him. Some kind of thing there. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I do have to figure all that out, because right now I don't even know who's... I guess he's chasing my... Oh, that's who he's chasing. But yeah, there's no way to really get him to switch. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe we'll have to figure that out for tanks and stuff like that, unless they really just get set on one target. But I guess that's all type of it. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, long way to go. But we'll see. I think I'm probably gonna stay on for another 30 minutes. We've got the very basic dumb enemy done. Except I'm gonna make it take damage real quick and then die, and then I'll make my guys be able to shoot it. I think we don't need to make it this fast either. Let's go 300. So we'll go ahead and add. I don't think we need a. I don't want to do a whatchamacallit, an attack area, because I think that's going to be too much processing power. I think. Oh, he left. I think what I'd rather do is just give it, because we have our attack range here, so we can just check here. Move and slide. Right, and then we can check here. We can say if global position dot distance to target dot global position. Target dot global position is less than ATK underscore range. Then we simply do current state equals state dot attacking. Nice. Okay, cool. And then we do state dot attacking. Okay. So yeah, so then this would set our state to attacking once we get into range, and then whatever that will be different for each person. Now I think that's kind of the difficulty with making, if I want to make a more of a kind of default class like this, right, is that what I'd like to do is have, I'd like to store what this particular enemy should do, and then I could just put that code here. Like this is all the same, right? If we go here, do this, and I think I have to figure that out. I think Heartbeast put out a tutorial on doing that with components. So I want to learn the component system because that wasn't something I'd used before. And if I got two different from one enemy, even if they had very fundamental similarities, you still had to make an entirely new enemy derived from maybe the base enemy, sure, but not quite what I wanted. So anyway, so in the attacking state, I'm not gonna actually define the attacking state right now. I'm not gonna let it attack me because I don't even have a way to take damage, but I do want it to have a way to take damage. So I'm going to go ahead and add, actually I'm just gonna duplicate that, and we'll rename this as hitbox. Okay, and then base enemy 2D, and then for this collision shape, and then a lot of times what I like to do is to color the area 2D so I know which one's which. I'm gonna make this one, I'll hide this one here. Yeah, so then that has that color, and then we can do this hitbox here. Oh, these are linked. Make sub resources unique. Okay. There we go. And so that will be our hitbox right there. Actually, we can make it a little bigger. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, cool. Okay, and then I'll make that one red. It doesn't look like it's working, mate. It's green. It's probably because... Excuse me. Whatever. Fine, we'll do it. We'll call it green. Okay, aggro area is blue. That's our hitbox. And then it probably has these. So we gotta disconnect those. Disconnect. And then we'll do bum 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 bum. Area entered. Area exited. Yeah. Right. And then we'll configure this one. We should also probably do a little bit of this. Project settings. And we want to go down to physics, 2D. Layer names, there we go. 2D physics. Layer 1 is going to be players. Layer 2, enemies. Layer 3, obstacles. Layer 4, this is probably going to change, will be enemy. We'll do player. Player damage. Enemy damage. I can always change these, but I'm debating whether it should be weapon or damage. But anyway. And then the point is we can go over here to hitbox and now change the collision type to be on the, player damage. Now the layer here, we don't need to give it a layer, but we do need it to mask on player damage here. Yep, perfect. So what that basically means is that it can detect player damage and nothing else. So it's only listening for that, which just kind of helps keep things tidy. And then the aggro area, we also don't need to listen, but we do want to listen for players. But we don't need to, no one can listen to us at this point. So if we have that going, And we have this on hitbox area entered. Then we can go ahead and we'll have to define a player damage or player weapon. But the idea is, the way I typically do it is I make the damage in area 2D. And then I add things to that, and then we can control the way that area 2D works and whatnot. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to add in area 2D. We're going to add a collision shape 2D. And then we'll add a sprite 2D. Now, I think this is, I don't know if this is particularly normal the way I do this, but I like to do it this way. So this is going to be the sprite. Let's go ahead and make it look a bit like a bullet. What are you doing to me, huh? Let's go to raws. I can make this. There we go. Okay, so now we'll call that a bullet. Cool. Okay, and then basically all we are going to do, we'll add the collision shape here, and here I'm just going to add a square. There you go. Okay, and then what collision are we on? We are on, we do need to listen. We need to listen for obstacles as well as enemies. Okay. And then what layer are we on? We are on player damage. Okay, so that way we can be heard as player damage, and we can also hear obstacles, and we can hear stuff like that. So I'll go ahead and save, actually before I save this, we'll rename player damage. Then we'll save it. We'll go up, folder, player damage, not seen. Cool. And we'll go ahead and create that. And then we're going to make a few things. For one thing, we're going to do var damage, and we'll set this to like 5. Doesn't really matter for right now. I keep hitting that. So I'm on a Windows at work, so I keep trying to press the wrong keys. Command on my Mac is with my thumb, and control on my Windows at work is with my pinky. Okay, we can do var velocity here. And they left. Okay, so we can do var velocity, and we can set this equal to 300. But the idea here is that if this is 0, then it just stays where it's at, and we don't have to worry about anything like that. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to do function underscore physics process delta, and what we want to do is we want to just do vector2 dot right. This is the other thing, is if I want to make different ways to do movement, it makes it a little bit hard to do that. But anyway, we'll just call this the basic bullet, right? So vector2 dot right, and they saw, they left. Okay, vector2 dot right. Oh, you know I didn't check is when Raven over here. I'm gonna post that, and then that hopefully should pop up about here on your screen in a second if this is working. I don't know for sure if it is working. Sure as hell it's taking a long time there, brother. So I wanted to see, so the thing you see up here, right there-ish, should be, maybe it's not listening for my own comments. I don't know. Interesting. Interesting. If anyone's in there, just go ahead and post something in chat. Because it should pick it up. They should be grabbing it. Anyway, back to this. So I'm just going to make this move in that direction. So we're going to say global position plus equals vector2 dot right. So direction times speed, which in this case is going to be, actually I'll just make this speed times speed. And so that will just make us go that way. And then all we have to do when we spawn this is simply rotate it in the direction that we want it to go. Oh yeah, actually, we did complete this. Okay, so, whoops. Yeah, we kind of skipped by that a little bit. Meant to cancel that out before. Started making this bolt scene, skip back a little bit. Yeah, that's all we've done. I just went and completed this part. Okay. So this is the dumbest bullet that we can get. Oh, except we also want to make it so that if area entered or body entered, and I'll make a function die, and this will be void, and then we'll say var dying, it's going to be equal to false, dying equals true, and then here we're going to say die and die. Say if dying return. Okay. Alright, so basically all this is doing is something that used to happen to me and really bothered me for a little bit was the fact that if you, for instance, hit both a body and an area at the same time, which can happen, then you would call die twice, and then this whole thing would happen twice, and then throw some errors. So by this way, we set dying equal to true the first time we call it, so it tends to work. I don't even know what hopefully you know what I'm saying. Yeah, because when we do this, the simple bit, which is just to Q redraw. Q free here. So then we will be freed on the next physics frame, and there is our player damage. Okay, so now for all the characters, we're going to give them some amount of attack range. So I'm actually going to go into here, and we'll say ATK underscore range, and we'll make that, we'll do 400 for this boil. Right? No. What is happening here? Okay. We'll do that for all of them. Make this one 300. This one 500. Not really doing this with any real idea of what these should be, just to have it. Okay, so now that we have that attack range, what we can do here is go to our character, and then we can just add an area 2D and a collision shape, and then I am just going to add a new circle shape, and then we're going to rename this to ATK range, and then we'll do at onReadyVar ATK range equals ATK range, and then when we do this, we will do ATK underscore range dot shape dot set radius to our character. Why is it not auto-completing like immediately? Character data dot get what did I name it exactly? ATK range. ATK range. Okay, so now when we run the game, it should work, but they can't attack yet. But nope. Because this is called before the whole thing starts. Because if this is an onReady var, then that, yeah, it's going to cause some issues. We don't really need that to be an onReady var, so I think what I'm going to do here is just do ATK range. Might as well do that, right? ATK range dot collision shape dot shape. Yeah. Nice. Cool, so now you can see they all have their own attack ranges there. Although they don't seem all that different. They should. Red, blue, green. Oh, I know what that is. That's because they're all shared. So we need to do process, thread group. Interesting. Canvas item, visibility, resource, local to scene. There we go, that did it. And so at that point, we'd be able to shoot him. Okay, so now, essentially, when we are in range, so we'll do is it by body entered? Yeah, we're gonna do when body entered. Might change that at some point. When attack range body entered, oh yes, we have to make sure that we set this up correctly so that collisions, we do not want them monitoring us, but we want to monitor for enemies. So if a body's enemy rented, then I guess we'll also want to put these guys all in states as well. So I'll do that. So we'll do current var current state. And then we'll do enum state equals, and then we'll have idle attacking. I think that's all I can think of for right now. Oh, except this should not be equals. Just like that. Idle state, state idle attacking. Current state equals idle. Jeez. State dot idle. State dot idle. And then we're gonna go ahead and do match. Actually, what I'll do here before we do that is to just do function movement and this will be void, and we are just going to we can put that all in movement. Just to clean up the physics process there a bit. And then now we can do match, and we can do match current state. And we can say state dot attacking. What do we do if we are in the attacking state? Oh yeah, we also need to have a var target. Also be in O2D because they're always going to inherit from that, so it's just nice to be able to have those things. Okay. Okay. Why is that? Okay, that's why. Okay, so if we are in the attacking state, and we're gonna check what we go is instance valid target. So if target and is instance valid target passed. I think actually we can just do this, because if we do is instance valid null, it just returns false anyway, so I don't think we even have to do that. But if it is, so I guess what we can do is I'm trying to think of, do I want to use an attack timer or do I want to just use physics frames? And I think I just want to use physics frames. I Except it's easier when it's a timer to kind of figure things out. I am honestly surprised that they still use timers like this, because you can't do that with a tween, right? Yeah, they got rid of the tween. We'll rename ATK timer. That'll be another thing that's going to be here, right, is ATK underscore rate. And this will be the number of seconds between each attack. So by default, I'll just put that at 1. So here what we'll do is we'll do ATK timer dot set wait time. Is that what it's called still? Yeah. I want that to be physics time. Set wait time. Character data, ATK rate. I did that in all caps, didn't I? Attack rate. Okay, so now we've got our attack rate. And we're going to do one shot true, auto start false. The reason we're going to do that okay, cool. Now, so is instance valid target? We also need to connect this timer timeout signal here. Oh, and here we just want to set current state equal to state dot attacking. And then we do also need to do attack range, body exited. What we're going to do is we're going to say target equals body. And then here we're going to say if target is body. We'll say if body is target, just for readability. So if body is target, then we're going to say current state equals state dot idle. Now, again, target is a variable but does not contain a type. So if body equals target, then we switch our current state to idle because our target leaves our area. But now we also have to do like we also want to check. We'll poll at that point our attack range to see if we have any other bodies in range, and if we do, we'll make the first one our target, right? And we'll also do this. Else state current state equals state dot idle. Okay, and if the instance is valid, so now we also need to do we need to get our class, our scene, so var bullet damage underscore scene. Damage scene equals preload. Alright, so it's probably player damage scene. Var can underscore attack equals true by default. Can attack equals true. Attack and attack equals false. And we also want to get our at on ready var atk timer equals atk timer. And we'll say atk timer dot start. It's just, I don't know, I'm kind of just like throwing something together, even though this is like not necessarily everyone's going to work. Not everyone is going to work by, oh, you wait this much time and then you attack. You know, there's going to be some that have attacks where it starts and then it's just kind of constant the whole time, you know. Or attacks where it'll be a long burst. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying. So right now, and then we're going to say this so if state attacking, if is instance valid target and can attack, then simply attack. And then that's actually, we don't want to do that. We'll do if can attack. Let me attack. I'm going to nest that because this is what or we could do if not is instance valid target. Yeah, let's do that. I think that's a better way to do it. And then we say elif. There we go. It's a little more succinct. So essentially, if our target is not valid, then we switch our state to idle. In this case where I'll probably make a function that says look for or query new enemy, or check for new enemy, or check for new target. Find new target maybe. right? And then if we can't find a new target, then we switch our state to idle. And I put that in both these places. But for right now, what we will do is just switch our state to idle. Elif can attack. So this means that this must be false, and we can't attack. In that case, then what we'll do is attack. And right now, all we do is we're simulating an attack, basically, because we're setting can attack to false and doing this, but we're starting our attack timer. But what we actually want to do here is actually attack. So we're going to say var damage equals damage scene dot instantiate. Damage scene dot instantiate, and then what we want to do, say damage get underscore tree dot root dot add child damage dot global underscore position equals, we should also equals global position. I guess we'll make a barrel at some point too. And then we're going to say damage dot rotation equals global position dot angle to target dot global position. Oh, they're fucking shooting, dude. They're just missing horrendously. Oh, well, the other thing is here in player damage, doing vector2.right dot rotated rotation. They shouldn't be attacking still. Why aren't they shooting at him? First of all, bullets are flying way too fast. Oh, yes, that is why. Speed times delta. None of them are shooting at him. I'm assuming that this has to do with the angle 2 function. Or is the angle between the line connected to the point the x-axis? I think we want angle to point. Yeah, now they're shooting at him. Yeah. Cool. Okie doke. So now they're shooting at him. That's great. Now we need to do player damage, damage 5.0, and this would also be things we can put in there, like the damage that they can do. But here, in this case, we'll go to base enemy. We have max health, which is 20. I'll drop that down to 10. We'll take 2 hits, and we'll do 50. We'll bring it back, right back up to 20. Give you some time. Okay, and then this is going to be just about it once we kill this motherfucker. On aggro area, body exited. Yeah, we'll do that later. Hitbox area entered area. We're going to say self dot. We can just say health minus equals area dot damage. And then what we can say is if health is less than or equal to 0, then what we want to do is die. In this case, I will define die again, because we don't have that. In this case, are dying false. If dying, return. And then, otherwise, say dying equals true. And then we're gonna say Q free. Nope. Q free. And we killed him. Alright, there you go, baby. Okay, so that's gonna let me wrap that up. And then I do kind of very briefly want to kind of figure out exactly what the plan is, right? So the jam ends. Let's go ahead and put this on the agenda, huh? Week. Start that. Okay, plan. So the jam right here. It ends 6 hours or 6 days. 6 hours. 6 days, 17 hours, 45 minutes, 37 seconds. April 1st to April 8th, 2024 at 4 p.m. And April 8th is. Oh, interesting. What was happening here? Is something happening here? What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun hotel. So is this in my time zone? Because it doesn't say a time zone. I'm not talking no background fish, motherfucker. Yeah, I don't. Oh, interesting. Now there's 2 viewers right when we're finishing up here. But yeah. So Cool game. You know what? I'll just go ahead and flex. Did I already quit it? I think I already quit Godot. Well, alright, never mind then. Unfortunately, we're making a Vampire Survivor like. But we're making the plan now. So if we're looking at this, and I believe this is in my time zone, so we know that this ends at 4 p.m. But I'm gonna be working. I'm not gonna take the day off work. No, I won't. I probably won't. This does not include my 35 minutes to an hour long commute. So on Monday the 8th. Well, honestly, if I'm into it, you guys, I will absolutely call in sick from work. It's like, I think they follow me on YouTube now because I put it in my LinkedIn. But I would do it. I don't think they're following me that close. If I'm really into it and I'm really close and I think this game could really be something, and it's Sunday night and I'm like, I can't do it. But I think this is a plenty large amount of time. I'm also taking a course right now and working a full-time job. So I do my course and stuff like that, and I'm learning Spanish. So I'm doing that in the morning and then doing this when I get home. Although I kind of want to flip-flop it. I'm going to try not to. So let's see. So that gives me, let's just assume 6 to 7, so 7 to 10, that's 3 hours a day. So let's see, here are all my features that I want to put in the game. Team members level up, collect and spend EXP. That's definitely a whole thing on its own. So today is Monday, so we'll say Tuesday. Tuesday, what I like to do is to create. Actually, I think we'll hold off on creating the EXP system. I think. Dat wordt enkelfeit van buitenfeit. I think what we need to do is create a formalized attack system. Right? Attack system. Great. I don't think we'll have time to do more than that, to be honest. Tuesday. Wednesday. We'll see if we do. On Wednesday. Oh, Game Jam's fucking rough, dude. Tuesday, create an attack system. Today, we're going to add ability to add other fish. Actually, I think we could fit that into this. And then to team. And then on Wednesday, what we want to do is begin level design. Level creation. Because this is going to be slightly, and I already have an idea. Yeah, I already have an idea about how I'd like that to work, where we've got like a few things that are going to be in every level around random points, and there's an entry and exit point. So depending on how you go throughout the map. Yeah. Begin level creation. Let's just finish level creation. Level creation system. Thursday. Enemies. Enemies and bosses on Thursday. Friday, we'll do art. Yeah, we'll do art and title, screen. Saturday, we will complete gameplay loop. Get our minimum viable product on Saturday. Information matters. Information matters. Creating a tax system seems a little weird at this point, but we'll see. Beanie. 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 Beanie, 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 beanie. Here she comes. Beanie, come here.
Oh, Beanie. Oh, little bean. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah.
Oh, here's Beanie, everybody. That's my baby. That's my baby. She's a very good planner. She's have excellent project organization skills. Oh yeah, I love this. Oh. Okay, so on Saturday, we'll complete the gameplay loop, get a minimum viable product, and then on Sunday, see, there's really not room for a experience system. I think this is what I'm going to set my things as, and then here I will plan out what to spend the rest of time on. Okay, so I think that's the plan. Yeah, that seems pretty good, man. Alright guys, mark that one as complete. Okay, so all that being said, you know, wasn't the best of streams, but I'm glad to be back. This is fun. I'm glad to be doing it. I think this is the correct way to do it, to like actually kind of set goals and be like, oh, I can't do all that shit. I do think even just making a basic bullet hell game is going to be fun, and at the end of the day, we'll have some kind of game that I can expand upon if people like it. So there's that. Yeah, I am concerned about create a tax system tomorrow. Yeah, no. But anyway, yeah, maybe we'll switch these. Boop. Anyway, okay, so that is going to be that. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll be doing this every day this week. Yeah, man. Let's do it. All right, see you guys.